How's it going, guys, and welcome to SHOT Show 2020. We are at the Kershaw booth, and I'm hanging out with Andrew. How's it going?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, man. Good to have you on. And he's going to run us through some exciting new Kershaw designs, starting with probably one of the autos I'm most excited for this at SHOT Show right now. What is it?
It is the Launch 11. Take a look at this, guys. This is a Kershaw original design, USA-made automatic knife. We've got 2 3/4 inch blade, CPM 154 steel, 6061 aluminum, a titanium trim ring that's been anodized bronze. And you can see on the back too, we've got a clip that works on the front as well as the back. We have the Kershaw original logo right there. That's the Launch 11.
And this is something I noticed on a handful of the knives. Kershaw, you guys do a lot of original designs, and so now you're kind of putting a little mark on it to make sure it's clear, like which ones are originals. And
exactly.
Cool. That's really cool.
It
and
is.
Also on that note, this was one of, so I know that the Kershaw original designs are collaborative, your in-house designs, but you work pretty closely on this one.
Oh yeah,
that's
for sure.
That's exciting, man. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see this thing come out. It's cool to have you here, be able to talk about it.
Yeah,
so,
thanks, Zach.
Yeah.
So the next one that we have is also an automatic. This is the Kershaw Launch 12. This is a matte diskin design. We made the Launch 8 last year. Very, very similar, just a little bit more compact. In the past, we've made really large knives, about 3.5 inch blades, and then the small, like Cali legal knives.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to bridge the gap with these two knives this year. So everything you liked about the Launch 8, you see in this: carbon fiber inlay, aluminum, USA made, automatic, CPM 154.
Great.
Yeah.
Great little knife. All right, and then next up, this one's kind of an exciting new entry.
Oh,
this,
yeah.
This is the first one you guys have done, is that correct?
Yes, we've done some for OEMs in the past, but this is like the first Kershaw butterfly knife.
Yeah.
So we've got, this is the Kershaw Lucha. So we have a 4.5 inch blade. We've actually got ball bearing washers on each side of this, so it's really, really smooth and really fast. The best thing about this, I think, is that in the R&D process, as we were designing it, we talked to flippers and got their feedback on what they want.
Cool.
So the blade, as you can see, flares out a little bit at the end, so you get some more weight there, and we've relieved a lot from those handles so that it should flip pretty well and should be pretty well balanced. The other thing, the latch on the back that we made is contoured such that it's an anti-stick latch, so that way it'll kind of squirt out whenever you have that in that position.
So if you are the type of flipper that keeps the latch on, you'll kind of stay out of the road a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, that's the Kershaw Lucha, also a Kershaw Originals design.
And this thing is smooth. Now, the audience knows, like, I'm not a huge flipper by any means.
Yeah.
I learned a couple flipping tricks recently.
Same, yeah.
But this thing is fast, man. It's really fast. So I'm excited to see this get into the hands of some of the community and, like, see what these guys do with it.
Me too, yeah. We're really excited to see, and we're glad to be getting in on this game.
Yeah,
so,
right on.
Yeah. All right. Real quick, we've got some that you've seen before, but we're bringing them back to you with better steel and a new look. We've got the Dividend and the Link. On the Dividend, we've got a composite blade with kind of a warbird look to it, which is really fun with the teeth on there. We've got an N690 spine and a CPM D2 edge on the blade there. Aluminum handles, deep carry clip. And then on the Link, we're bringing it to you with 20 CV steel. So it's
crazy.
Yeah.
Because the Link in M390 has been one of our favorite knives last year.
Awesome.
It's a really good knife, and for the price, the M3, it's like, I think on HQ website we have them for like $75-80, and I think we're gonna have this 20 CV one right around the same price.
Dang.
So it's crazy to think that you can get a sub $100 20 CV knife. I just love it.
We're really stoked about it too. So that's the Link 20 CV. All right. So up next we've got the Kershaw Diode. So this is just a really lightweight keychain knife, opens with a pocket in the blade. It is a liner lock. My favorite thing is that it's a really lightweight, it will fit seamlessly on your keychain, but also you still have enough blade to work with if you're trying to open boxes.
Yeah.
That's the Kershaw Diode, also Kershaw original design.
Yeah, and it's got a nice little pry bar there too on the end.
It does, yeah.
I like that a lot.
It tapers down so that you can use it as a flathead screwdriver if you want to do that.
So yeah, also flathead. Right
yeah.
You know, I will say I do want to see more Phillips screwdrivers, and I know that it's not as convenient because you can't use it as a pry bar and but man, those Phillips heads. But it's cool design.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. We've got another. This is a starter series Kershaw original design. It's pretty standard. We've got speed safe glass field nylon handle scales with a good grip and 4CR14 blade steel on there. Opens with speed safe. You've got a reversible deep carry pocket clip. Works on the front and the back. My favorite thing about this one is that it fills the hand really well, which I think, especially for a starter series knife, probably a work knife, is really important for that. So that's the Kershaw Camshaft.
Yeah, I like these on this camshaft. I like this extra kind of jimping across both the back and the front. So when you're talking about filling the hand, right? You get it in hand, and then you've got good purchase.
Exactly.
It's great.
Thanks. Up next, we have the Airlock. A lot of times it's really hard to get good knife names, but I was really happy that we got Airlock for this because it is sort of a sci-fi aesthetic to the knife.
This is the thing that I don't think a lot of people realize with knife names is it's a struggle sometimes to find a name that's not already taken. Like,
exactly.
Oh, there was like some weird custom 20 years ago that had that name, and it's like, well, we probably can't use that name.
No,
then.
not at all.
So I love to see, and you guys always have these really rad, like the Decibel. I love that one. The Parsec. Classic name. That was an epic name.
Thank you.
Then this one is the
Airlock.
Airlock. That's right. That's pretty good too, and a little sci-fi too.
Yes.
I like it.
I love some sci-fi in my knives. So it's got, you can see that molded in the glass-filled nylon there on the handle. You got about a 3.5 inch blade, 4CR14. Opens up with speed safe, liner lock, pretty standard. You got a slim inline clip there on the back. That's the Kershaw Airlock.
Cool.
Up next, we have an ANSO design. This is the Kershaw Hub. This is very similar to the Shuffle family in a lot of ways, so if you like that, I would definitely recommend this. You can get 2 fingers on there pretty well. My favorite thing about this is because it's an 8CR blade, it's pretty small and kind of stubby, but it's really easy to control. So if you're looking for a good box cutter, really great for that. I know you guys, I watched your video with Jesper's, with Foxness, and he talked a lot about how it's really important to be able to kind of choke up on the knife, and I feel like this is one that really fits that bill as well.
Lends itself to that.
Which is not surprising, like an ANSO design, a Foxness design.
Of course, those two are
similar.
like brothers, I feel like, in knife designing.
Very much so. Steel liners under glass-filled nylon handles with a cool, kind of like a Gordian knot meets the Jetsons texture on there.
I like that description, Gordian knot meets the Jetsons.
Thanks, man. We've got an anodized aluminum backspacer as well, and so you can put it on your keys. And it has a custom clip on the back.
Yeah, nice deep carry pocket clip, nice slim knife. You know, we get a lot of questions actually from women who are looking for knives that they can carry in their pockets more.
Yeah.
Obviously, anybody can carry this knife, but if you are working under the restrictions of having a tiny pocket,
absolutely, with
the deep carry, nice and compact, this would be a great knife for a tiny pocket or for whatever, right?
Absolutely, it's super lightweight too. So if you're wearing it with slacks at SHOT Show, like I probably will be, it's also really nice for that. So cool. Moving right along. So we're bringing a couple of traditional slip joints here. This is an import slip joint. This is called the Culpepper, named after a Revolutionary War era flag. It's got a clip point knife with a great blade groove. My favorite thing about this, other than the Barlow profile, I really like that there's a lot of good detailing on the blade itself. There's some cool chamfers on there, the jimping, the slot in the blade really give it a feeling of quality, which I really like. Traditional Barlow style. It is a slip joint knife. So it is non-locking, and this has 7CR17 blade steel.
Yeah, and then what's the handle?
Oh yeah, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
This is polished G10. We thought a lot of traditionals had like wood or stag, but we wanted to kind of something that's like a little bit more modern, even though it is a pretty traditional knife.
Yeah, no, this is a neat entry into that whole modern traditional thing. You know, with this one, so you guys had a couple. You guys have a couple new ones that are neat. You got some jackknives, a couple different bladed knives. I picked this one because I do like the Barlow pattern the best.
Same.
And it's just so clean, man. It's just a good looking knife. And then you got your lanyard hole there as well, so you can throw a lanyard on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great addition.
Thanks. All right, up next we have the Kershaw Believer. You've got 8CR13 MOV steel on this, opens with speed safe. My favorite thing about this knife is that it is really narrow and fits your hand really well, very slim profile, but it also opens with speed safe. It's a steel frame lock knife, and it's got some really nice aluminum accents on there. You've got a trim ring on the front, this over travel stop on the back, and even the tube spacers are anodized aluminum with that bronze, and I think that kind of just ties the knife together.
This thing has a lot of sweet details. I mean, everything from the over travel stop to the deep carry pocket clip, and then like you said, like all these little accents across the knife. And this is called the Believer?
Believer, yeah. It's also a Kershaw original design.
Yeah, this is great. And then kind of like you were pointing out with that traditional, this has some really neat just kind of profiling, like on the blade.
Yeah, it's kind of different, but I really like it.
Cool.
I'm calling it a modified drop point.
Modified drop point, you just throw modified in front of anything you're
Anything, yeah. Okay, this is one of my favorites. This also Kershaw original design. We've got 4 entries, and we're about to go through them that are higher end import knives that we've done. Really happy with this one in particular. This is the Highball, steel handled frame lock. As you can see, we've even, if you zoom in close on there, with some of these higher end ones, we've kept that lock bar slot a lot narrower because you find that on a lot of higher end knives, custom knives and whatnot. So that adds, just those small details add a lot. It has a single position clip, anodized aluminum trimming around there. But the best thing for me about this is the feel. I know you guys can't see it on the video, but if you handle one of these in a store, or if you order it from Blade HQ and handle it, it feels really good in the hand. Just small details, fine jimping on the spine of the blade. This machine groove, it opens with KVT ball bearing washer, so it's super smooth to open. And then even on the lock bar, we've got a little chamfer in there. So just those small details, add it all together, make a really good feeling knife.
That's something I'm seeing a lot on the table is the small details. Like every knife you've shown us, I feel like has something just kind of little and unique to it. If you guys are watching this, you go back and watch again and take a real close look at these knives because there's some really neat details to it.
Thanks.
So let's see. Now you said this one feels really good in hand, so I'm going to put it to the test.
Yeah. Tell me what you think. Be honest with me.
So medium-sized hand. You guys know I'm not like Kurt. I don't have the ham hands, but it actually does. It actually does feel good in the hands. Everybody knows. I love the jimping across the back of the spine there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. If I didn't like it, I'd like it now.
Okay, good. Appreciate that.
The big thing with a knife because it feels good in the hand, but it doesn't fill your hand up.
Right.
And I find with knives that do that a lot, what will happen a lot of times is you're relying a lot on the pocket clip to keep the knife in there.
Absolutely.
And it will create a hot spot across your fingers, at least for me, across the index.
Yeah.
And obviously, I haven't put this to like an hour of carving or something.
For sure.
But initially, it doesn't feel like that would be a problem. And to be honest, for a knife that fills my hand this way, that's actually a huge identifier. So, cool little knife.
And you like manual knives too, right?
Yep, I do. Yep.
Yeah.
I know assisted knives are awesome. You guys do a great job with them. Not my cup of tea usually.
Dude, that's okay. Honestly, I love manual knives too.
Yeah.
But Speed Safe's good for sure.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Let's take a look at the next one. Speaking of which, this is a Speed Safe knife. So this also is a higher end import. We've got D2 steel. Oh, I forgot to mention that. The highball also has D2 steel on it.
Ooh, so now the highball's won my heart a little bit.
Yes.
You got D2, it feels good in hand. That's a great one.
Cool.
Yeah.
This one has D2 steel as well. A bit of a larger blade than the highball. The nice thing about this knife, again, is those details. We've got machine G10 over here. We've got a steel bolster over that Speed Safe pocket. And like on the Believer, we've got these little aluminum touches. We've got the trim ring, tube spacer, and then an over travel stop on the back, all of which have that kind of copper anodized finish. It's not copper, it's aluminum, but with that anodized finish.
Right, it's got the copper color.
Helps tie the knife together. Deep carry pocket clip, frame lock with that slim, narrow lock bar slot. We've got a back spacer as well on the back. This is one of my favorite knives we're bringing. Another thing I really like about it, the handle shape, if you look at it, it looks kind of crazy, but I think most people's fingers will find a place on that pretty well, even though it looks crazy. Do you mind?
Oh yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's take it for a test ride. It does feel pretty good. It does feel pretty good. Yep, I like that. Now this one for me comes across thin. It's a very thin knife, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But again, I always have concerns with thin knives, like is it going to create a hot spot when I use it too much?
Sure, yeah.
But this does feel really smooth. Nothing's really poking out or prodding, right? Which I think is really good. And that deep carry pocket clip is, this is like almost an extra deep carry pocket clip, right?
Absolutely,
like, So you put that in your pocket and like literally just the top of the clip
is
is
gone.
Yeah.
This is called a payout, by the way.
Payout.
Yeah. All right, this is a Sinkovich design. It's based on his Headley model. This is the Kershaw Tumbler. So great thing about this knife, I think, is just the materials. You've got D2 blade steel on this, opens with ball bearing washers. You have that combination G10 carbon fiber where if it's like a cake, most of the cake is G10, but that icing is carbon fiber. It's not glued on.
I love me some carbon fiber icing. That's definitely a must-have.
Love it. It's got detailed machining on it as well, and the pivot as well as on the handle, which I think really brings a lot of that high-end feel to this knife. It's also a subframe lock, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I think it adds a lot to this knife as well. It has an extra deep carry pocket clip that's also reversible on there. Really lightweight. That's the Tumbler.
Cool.
All right, and this is the last of the import folders we have to show you. This also has D2 steel. This is the NORAD. Again, the details on this I really like, and as you were talking about earlier with those details, something that's been a big push for us, at least from a design standpoint, is that whether you're buying like, a $20 knife from us or a $150 knife from us, we want it to have design details and to still feel like it's a quality product,
Yeah.
So that's been a big thing for us.
Yeah, and like I said, that's been a huge theme on this table is, everything from your starter lines to your higher end imports to your USA made stuff, every one of them has got the details. I think it's great.
Thanks, man. Yeah. That's been a big thing for us. Carbon fiber inlays, steel frame lock, opens on KVT ball bearing washers. You also have that machine blade groove here and the D2 steel, thin lock bar on the back, reversible deep carry pocket clip, and a custom pivot. That's the NORAD. All right, cool.
And then kind of something a little bit different, going into the almost like outdoor hardcore world.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really stoked to get to do that. And again, I think a big theme for this year for us as well has just been variety. We have just a lot of variety in the lineup, even stuff we haven't shown here that is very different than just the typical speed-safe folding knives that we do. I'm really stoked about that. Up first, we've got the Camp 5. I'm going to bring this off to the side here. So the Camp 5 is kind of in like, if you like the Camp 10 in that series, this is very similar in a lot of ways, but it is a fixed blade knife with D2, which I'm really glad we got D2 on that. I think that's a big selling point. Glass-filled nylon handle scales. In between the texture that's molded in on the handle scales and the jimping on the blade, I think you'll be able to get a pretty good grip on this.
This knife feels really good in hand, and one thing that I love about it is the blade profile. Like you pull it, like you see the handle and you're like, okay, cool, like maybe a little more daggerish, and then you pull it out and it's like just this full body blade, right?
Yes.
Like the blade profile on this thing is just amazing.
Excellent, thank you. It is a Kershaw original design.
Yeah.
So really happy with that. There's the back, it looks pretty much the same as the front. Something I want to highlight on this though is definitely the sheath. We put a lot of time into designing the sheath, and it was quite, from a design standpoint, it was quite challenging. It was really good growth for me as a designer. But we've got...
so you had a bit of hand in this as well?
Yes, I did.
Cool, okay, right on.
So there's a few things with this. So it's glass-filled nylon, just like the sheaths that we use for the Camp 10 knives. We've got some slots here, so if you want to strap it to a backpack or a molly vest, it'll work for that. We've got a little drain hole down here, which like functionally, that way if water gets in there, hopefully it'll drain out. From a design standpoint though too, it looks like an air intake, which is pretty fun.
That's cool, I like that.
It's got the rivets holding it together. But the best thing about this though, so that if you carry it upside down, it's going to stay in there and be pretty well retained even without the secondary strap.
Cool, so you can carry it on a backpack vest or any other type of backpack strap or any other type of vest and still be able to pull it.
Yeah,
cool.
So when you don't want it to come out, even if you don't have the secondary strap in there, it'll stay pretty well in there. But you push down on this striped tab up here and then pull up on the handle and it comes right out.
Okay, so it's like a release.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like a release,
okay.
But it's just built into the sheath, so it's not gonna. There's nothing to break. There's no moving parts.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, it goes in. It comes out pretty easily. That's the Camp 5.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, then last one on the table, we got ourselves a pretty serious looking hatchet.
Yeah.
Axe?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Just
Hatchet?
like like a camp axe or a hatchet. This is the Kershaw Diode.
Okay, Deschutes. So tell me, what does this mean? What is this name?
The name? It's there's a river near Bend.
Oh, okay. So nice and simple.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
For sure. Like the Camp series knives, we've got that glass-filled nylon sheath on here, which I really love, just the aesthetic of that. We also have a strap that you can attach here or take off, just so if you're running out back to chop some wood real quick, throw it over your shoulder and head out, carry the wood back, you have the axe taken care of. The sheath also fits into this hole that we have in
That's
the
really cool.
head of the axe, which is from a design standpoint pretty fun. A lot of like the use I would see for this is probably for batoning, just because of the slim profile of the axes. So we put some jimping along the back there to help you get some grip.
Interesting.
On that.
Yeah.
It is thin, not thin, but it's like a slimmer, stock material. But it is full tang 3CR13 steel, and we've even in the bottom of this handle, we've left that open so that you don't have to take our word for it that it goes all the way through.
Cool.
Like you can see for yourself that that's
for
steel.
sure, it's full tank.
Yeah, it goes all the way through. Glass-filled nylon handle with a thermoplastic rubber insert on there with a pretty neat texture. Fills the hand really well. We spent a lot of time in developing this. Lots of 3D prints, just making sure that this fits the hand pretty well and is pretty ergonomic.
Yeah.
So definitely a product that we put a lot of time into, considering.
And I have to say, this sheath, this is actually, I love the way the retention works on that, man.
Thanks.
So blade goes in obviously, so you're safe from the end, and then just a full lock. That is awesome. That is super awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks, man. So yeah, that's what we got.
Right on, dude. Like you said, you guys are trying to hit a lot on the table, and I think that you've got something for everybody here, which is really neat.
Awesome.
Now, something we're asking everybody at SHOT Show is, what do you have in your pocket?
Dude,
can you show us?
Are you ready? Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I wouldn't bring it if I couldn't show you.
Oh, there it is.
I've got a Launch 11 for sure.
I'm gonna get one of those in my pocket too. Those are. I'm excited.
Dude, that means so much. I'm really encouraged to hear that.
Right on.
Sweet.
Cool.
Thanks,
Well, thanks so much.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Zach.
it.
Have a good day, guys.
Thank you guys for following along. Make sure to check out our SHOT Show 2020 playlist here on YouTube, and we got a lot more fun stuff coming your way. See you.
Peace.